What's up, everybody? It's your boy Tito's back again, never stopping, never quitting. And I want to let y'all know that this is the T-Dub Show. And be sure to check out my show as well as others on the Exquisite Podcast Radio Network. Alright, today's show is going to be changed with the times. Or changed with the seasons. Whatever I name it, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be either one of those. But first, let me backtrack here. I've been out for a while because I've been sick. I don't know what that was that I had. I don't want it again. I don't pray it on nobody. I don't wish it on nobody. And I don't know what it was. It felt like the flu plus strep throat plus everything else in between. So but I have made a full recovery, so I thank God for that. Anyway, it's going to be changed with the times. But the reason why I chose this one, the reason why I want to talk about this one today is because a lot of us are trying to so hard to go and dwell on the old times, the old seasons, or what used to be and everything else. How parents used to raise their kids, how times used to be when you could send the kids out to play and things like that, how kids used to be raised, even how jobs used to be, how opportunities used to be in the world. But I'm here to tell you that we have to, instead of dwelling on that and hoping that it comes back, we have to figure out the world that we live in now. We have to analyze where we are now and the world we live in now, because those days are gone. Those seasons have passed. They're not coming back. You know, it's good to have that mindset, but you still have to be able to incorporate what you've learned back then, incorporate what you learned from previous seasons, and be able to apply it to the new times that you're in today. Because times were, even for me, times were way different as a child versus how they are now. This next generation is way different. Even today's society is immensely different from how it was when I was a kid. So we're having to readjust and redefine who we are and go after even skills that you learn in school. You may not be able to use them when you graduate because they may not be available. It's too much. It may be too much competition in your degree area right now. So it's a lot of different ways I can approach this. So we have to basically find a way to apply what we know in today's modern society. There's a lot of bad and a lot of good to it. It's not as much opportunity in certain areas. It's not as much opportunity for certain people with different ethnic backgrounds. But at the same time, there are also loopholes that you can go through to get what you need done, to be able to use your gifts and even explore new gifts. So that's one way you can do it. You can explore. You may have a gift that you don't even know that you have. You may have to ask God to reveal a new gift that you need to have, because it says in the Word that you have to use your gifts that He's given you to make a profit, if you want to make a living, you want to survive in this world. And His Word is one thing that doesn't change. Society may change, the times may change, but His Word is principle and His Word is law. So if you apply His principle, no matter what times you're in, you're still gonna be able to prosper, to be able to prevail, and be able to far exceed the average person. So if you have a gift and you just have to be more creative and find a way to use your gift in today's society. Just like people that were artists back then, they may be known as graphic designers now. People that make flyers, people that make different kind of designs for business cards, things like that. Just like if you were good with a lot of like devices like beepers and the other pagers and stuff like that back then. Nowadays, those people deal with smartphones and tablets and stuff like that. So it's just another way of you just have to upgrade your skills. That's all you have to do. So Just like for me, I do broadcasting and things like that. So I had to upgrade in what I wanted to do. I had to adjust my thing and go online with mine. So because a lot of radio stations is not a whole lot of opportunity. It's not as much as we would like to have in the on the land radio station, unless you manage to start your own stuff like that. That's a whole nother entrepreneurship level type mentality that you have to have in order to get to that. But anyway, we're going to take a little break, and we're going to finish this conversation. And don't go anywhere, because I will be back.
Never be content with what you are. So that means if I focus on the external, then the internal getting few awards. I'm a chief sinner, deep penner, repenter to the one who's coming like a thief in the night. So let me tell you what I gotta remember, right? I gotta get it to the middle of my heart, where the devil be sending some darts to it. Come and get it, boy. Cause I ain't feeling what they feeling. I've been filled with a feeling that is up to the ceiling, boy. Matter of fact, past that, cause I'm past that feeling that will take me where my past at. I consider it though, no condemnation, boy, man. He forgiving my soul, love, love.
Go ahead and be who you are, but I choose to be like him. And you can hate me if you want, cause I'm not from this world, past the moon and the stars. No, I'm not from this world, I'm still wearing the scars.
Put the fire in my bones, Lord. And you know I wanna burn from it. Every sin I did commit, what I do? Lord, you know I wanna turn from it. So my sins don't define me. Man, I know you never heard of it. And I'm never living in my past, but you know I gotta learn from it. I gotta take every burden that I ever had, lay it at the foot of the cross and put it down. Then leave it where it's at, cause I got a tendency to pick it up, man. Look around. Everybody wanna ask why I do the same suffer if the Lord got a hand in it. But why not let the saints suffer? They're the only ones who can go and just handle it.
Go ahead and be who you are, but I choose to be like him. And you can hate me if you want, cause I'm not from this world, past the moon and the stars. No, I'm not from this world, I'm still wearing the scars. Go ahead and
I'm about to hit you with the work, boy. I ain't even gotta work, boy. All here going brother that don't understand the concept of putting God first, boy. Put him first. New heaven, new earth, boy. Man, you ready? New birth, boy. Can you name another God that would send his own son and come and die for the worst, boy?
go ahead and be who you are, but I choose to be like him. And you can hate me if you want, cause I'm not from this world, past the moon and the stars. No, I'm not from this world, I'm still wearing the scars.
All right, welcome back to the T-Dub Show. And before I say anything else here, let me go ahead and say this. I'm not by any means telling anyone to do completely away with how we used to learn and how things used to be and everything. We should still have the same values and still have the same morals as to how a man should be and how a woman should be. as far as how we should conduct ourselves and how we should treat each other, and we should still have respect and love and care for each other. However, one thing that should change is how we're trying to make a living and how we're trying to raise our kids in today's society, and how we're trying to do things and survive, because a lot of this isn't working. Just like, for instance, we can't live off just one income anymore. That's not enough. That's not going to be good enough. Just having a regular job, one job in a household isn't going to cut it anymore. Just like, so back then, when it used to cut it, when it used to be good enough, when it used to work, now we have to have multiple incomes, which means you have to invest in different stocks, CDs, different things like that. We have to basically find other ways to make a living, to have more income, because that's not going to work anymore. Just like if you go to school to get a degree and you think you're just going to go out there and get a job just because you have a degree. No, it don't always work that way. Today's society, that chance is slim to none. So now you have to really think on what you're trying to do before you when you're going to school. You have to really weigh out all the possibilities. In today's society, you have to study the society that you're in, because you may have to wind up changing what you want to do, or you may have to adjust it. You may have to go into another field altogether. So I'm just saying we have to change our approach on prosperity in life, because now from a biblical standpoint, it gives you all the principles to apply, but according to how God wants you to do it, it's going to be different from how he wanted Moses to do it, or how he wanted Job to prosper, or how he wanted, King David to prosper, because it's not going to be the same. We're not living in biblical times anymore, but the same principles are going to apply, but we have to do different things to apply those principles. Applying that same principle may require something different of us to do. Having faith back then is not the same as having faith today. It requires something different of us. Having a prayer life back then, that it still required a lot of them to pray. God still required a lot of his people back then, of his disciples, of Jesus, of anybody that followed Jesus. But today, he still requires a lot. It's just the time, being that the times have changed, being that the seasons have changed, we're still giving a lot. It's just we're doing it in a different way. We're still applying the same principles. We're just doing it a different way because the times have changed. Just like they had horses back then, we don't have horses now. They still have, we don't ride around on horses up and down the street. I'd say that you're not going to see that down Highway 49, Highway 90, or wherever you at. You ain't going to see a whole bunch of horses, people on horses riding down the highway. No. You're going to see vehicles, cars, all this other stuff, fancy, nice cars, 18-wheelers, everything else possible. So I'm saying that times are different, seasons are different. We have to be able to learn. We have to learn how to change when the seasons change, because you got different seasons. You can't have a 1920 mentality trying to survive in 2017. It's not going to work. If anybody was to be brought back from the past and brought up to now, revived in 2017, they wouldn't know how to make it. I don't care how smart they was back then, they wouldn't know how to make it, because today's times have changed. You got banks and all kind of other different systems and stuff in play right now. You got people that nowadays will make fools of the people that even back then, because different things. We have different methods of doing stuff now. They may have wisdom, but we have different methods of doing a lot of things. So you have a lot of people that can use those new methods to their advantage. So like I said, we have to be able to adjust. Even though we got our principles and our morals from the past, we have to be able to change. We have to be able to learn what's going on today, learn current events and everything that's going on now, so we'll be able to adjust, so we'll be able to still apply the principles in the word, still obey the word, still do what God tells us to do, and also be knowledgeable of what's going on, so we can learn how to apply our gifts and learn how to survive in today's society. Because you don't want to get left behind, or you don't want to be sitting here wishing and waiting. I wish you'd go back to the good old days. We need to get out of our old mindset. We need to get out of that. We need to get out of that mentality. We need to embrace the times we're in now, whether they're good or bad. We need to examine them, see what we're working with, so we can make the best of where we're at now, so we can address the situation today, so we can see what we need to do to improve it or whatever we need to do with it. But that's my time, and I love each and every one of you all, and none of y'all can do about it. If you live for God, believe in what He say, then He is going to take you a mighty long way. Y'all peace out, and I love y'all.